Hello students! Just as our previous class, today's lesson will be practical and hands-on. My name is Mr. Chuku and you are welcome to our class on Woodwork Projects. Woodwork involves crafts of carpentry used in making various objects like tables, chairs, frames, and boxes from pieces of wood. There are a combination of processes that are used to construct woodwork projects. An experienced woodworker often gets familiar with the operations and how each would be carried out before choosing or cutting any kind of wood. Before we begin our practical session, it is important to have knowledge of the basic processes of woodwork projects. The first process is picking the right kind of wood. There are various kinds of wood and each kind serves different purposes. For example, the kind of wood that is used to make cupboards is different from those used to make picture frames. The kind of wood that a carpenter uses depends on the project he is undertaking. After picking out the kind of wood you want, the next step is to measure and mark out portions of the wood that will be useful for your project. Measurement should be carefully done to avoid having less or more wood than is required. Taking measurement rightly at first prevents you from frequent measurement once a woodwork project has begun. Marking out designs of pieces of wood helps you define the shape of wood that will be useful during the project. The next process is sawing or cutting out the design of the project that you have measured and marked out. The excess wood is separated from your woodwork project frame during this process. After sawing and cutting, the boring and driving process is used to insert holes into wood and drive in nails, screws, and fittings. The planing process follows the boring process closely. The planing process is used to smooth the surface of a woodwork project and improve its appearance. Abrasives like sandpaper are used during planing. After planing, coating and finishing of the workpiece is carried out. Let us begin our practical session. For this session, you will need to clear out a table that you will use as your workbench. You are to get the following materials spread out on the table neatly: some plywood, a table saw, a hinge, hammer, and some nails. Due to the nature of the tools that you are going to use in this practical, please ensure that you carry out the exercise under the supervision of an adult. The first thing we are going to do is to mark out 4 rectangular shaped pieces of wood. Do not cut them yet. Each rectangle should be 15 centimeters wide and 9 centimeters long. These rectangles will form the top, bottom, front, and back sides of the box you are going to make. Got that? Great. Those are really good rectangles. Now, you can cut out the rectangles using the saw. Please ensure that an adult supervises you while you cut the shapes gently. Next, mark out 2 squares that measure 9 centimeters on each side. Cut out the squares. Using your hammer and nail, attach both squares to the sides of one of the rectangles. The rectangle should be placed on top of the 2 squares and 2 nails driven into each end that the rectangle joins with the square. That's perfect. Now you probably have a workpiece that looks like a small letter N. Place one of the 3 remaining rectangles in front of your N-shaped workpiece. Use your nail and hammer and attach this rectangle to your project. You will have an almost complete box lacking a cover and a side. Attach one of the 2 rectangles remaining to the side using your nail and hammer. Great job! Can you tell me how many woodwork processes that we have applied so far? Great job! We have now applied the marking out, taking measurement, sawing and cutting, and the boring and driving process. You will notice that you now have a cuboid without a cover. Place one part of your hinge in the middle top corner of one of the rectangles in your cuboid. Drive in nails to attach the hinge to the piece of wood. Great job! Attach the other part of the hinge to the remaining rectangle piece of wood that you sawed previously. You can use the same technique that we use in attaching the hinge to attach a classic woodwork lock, if you would like your box to have a lock. Well done! That's a really pretty box. You can choose to paint your box in any color that you want. Before we go on to determine how well you understood the lesson, here's a few reminders of the important points discussed. A. Woodwork involves crafts of carpentry used in making various objects like tables, chairs, frames, and boxes from pieces of wood. B. The kind of wood that a carpenter uses depends on the project he's undertaking. C. There are a combination of processes that are used to construct woodwork projects. These processes are taking measurement, marking out, sawing and cutting, boring, planing and finishing. D. Taking measurements should be carried out carefully to avoid having less or more wood than is required. Taking measurement rightly at first prevents you from frequent measurement once a woodwork project has begun. E. Marking out designs of pieces of wood helps you define the shape of wood that will be useful during woodwork project. F. In the process of sawing and cutting, excess wood is separated from your woodwork project frame. G. Boring and driving process is used to insert holes into wood and driving nails, screws and fittings. H. The planing process is used to smooth the surface of woodwork projects and improve its appearance. Abrasives like sandpaper are used during planing. I. After planing, coating and finishing of the workpiece is carried out. Now that we've learnt about and practiced woodwork processes, it is time for you to show me how well you understood the lesson. 1. I am working on a piece of wood that has really rough edges and needs to be sandpapered. What woodwork process would I use for this? Great answer! The woodwork process that uses abrasives like sandpaper to make wood pieces smooth is known as planing. 2. The kind of woodwork project that a carpenter wants to carry out determines the kind of wood he picks. My friend who is a carpenter wants to make a wooden security door. Would you suggest that he uses the plywood that you use in class today to make this door? Wonderful! The plywood we use to construct our box is quite soft and is not appropriate for a security door. This is where our lesson ends. I wonder what more exciting things await us to learn. We shall find out in the next lesson. Bye bye.